Hello peeps, and welcome to Sundays with Sparky! That was a bit of a spooky one today, even though it's not quite Halloween. That's 6 weeks away, which means I can start using my old avatar. I don't know why I'm doing this, but I thought I would. It's because I'm a little bit happy because today, thanks to the help of a whole bunch of people on Facebook and Twitter, we hit 400 subscribers on the channel. In fact, 402 to be precise, which is amazing. So thank you very, very, very much. Thank you so much from the bottom of my small, shriveled, cold, dead heart. Thank you. Because that's amazing. So good, so good. I wasn't really expecting it to happen anytime soon. I don't really have anything planned to kind of celebrate 400, because 400 is like, it's not really a huge one, I guess. I mean, 500 was is probably quite a big deal, and then after that it probably won't be like 1,000. But 400, it's good. It's like only 100 more to get to 500, and then woo, party time for a little while. What have we been up to this week? Well, we, as in me, not we haven't been up to anything. You might have been up to something, and you definitely have been up to something. Yes, you know who you are. This week I finished Assassin's Creed Black Flag, which was cool. That game, the whole series franchise of games, just kind of confuses me, because I think that I'm getting the storyline and then something happens and I'm like, what? I feel like maybe I've missed some in some of the other games, somewhere along the lines. I don't really know. Black Flag was pretty cool though, pretty fun. I almost 100%ed it. I think it was like 97% complete. I don't know. I couldn't be bothered to go back and finish the rest of it, so it's just going to stay that way. But I think I've probably enjoyed this one more than most of the others. So that was cool. That was cool. Whether I'll play any more Assassin's Creed games after that, who knows? Who knows? So yeah, 402 subscribers. Excitement. We had the conclusion, the finale of the GTA 5 scavenger hunt extravaganza. We are already planning to shoot the next parts of that in a couple of weeks. No, next week, in fact. It's next week. Oh my god, I need to do lots of preparation. I thought I had 2 weeks, but I don't. I only have 1. Okay, that's fine. I can deal with that. It's fine. It's fine. It's not a big deal. I put a lot of time and effort into those videos. The new ones that are coming up, I've already got plans for what I can do to make it better than the last ones. Even though the last ones were really cool. I've got some outtakes of the scavenger hunt and the taxi race stuff that I did with Grayson. That'll probably come out next week. And then I've got like a little montage of clips that I thought were quite cool, which will probably come the week after, just to try and give me a bit of time to edit everything, because that's the thing that takes the longest amount of time. Getting all the clips and files and stuff from everyone involved, and then editing it takes forever. I can sit in front of my computer and be editing for like 6 hours and not really achieve much. Still not have an episode for you. That's how long it takes to put these videos together. So yeah, it's a bit of a nightmare. So if you haven't already, just show those videos some extra love, just because I worked very, very hard on them. And we also had part 3 of Darkest Dungeon, because everyone is dying in Darkest Dungeon. I didn't realise until after that recording session that I was playing it after there had been an update where they had introduced corpse piles, which reduces everyone's sanity by quite a lot, and heart attacks, which most of my people have died from so far. So that's fun. That's fun. So that's gaming stuff. I don't think there's much else to tell you about at the moment. If we decide to record our D&D session at any point, would you be interested in seeing it? That is a question for you to answer. Also, if you have any questions for me to answer, I was thinking if I open up like an Ask FM thing, I could probably incorporate that into the Sundays with Sparky, perhaps? I don't know. I'm having ideas. I'm trying to incorporate them and see what happens. Okay, so movies this week. I've only seen the one movie, and that was Legend. Now, this is the story. It's not in the entire story. It's part of the story of the Cray twins, who, if you don't know, were gangsters in the 1960s in London, predominantly the East End of London. And they were pretty nasty. They were pretty nasty guys that you would not want to come across or have any dealings with if you could avoid it. Unless you were into that sort of thing, and in which case that'd be fine. So there was the two twins. There was Ronnie and Reggie. Ronnie was he was properly insane. He was in a psychiatric ward, and they took him out of it to look after him. But he was properly nuts. But at the same time, he had it's so weird. Like, there were sometimes he would seem quite normal and actually like a really nice guy. But at the same time, you knew what he was capable of, even when he was being nice. So yeah, it was kind of scary, if I'm honest. The film itself, really good. It had lots of great British actors, which was good. Christopher Eccleston was in it. The guy whose name I have no idea what it is, that was in The Kingsman, that I spoke about recently, he was in it. The guy from Merlin was in it. The young lady who was in Sucker Punch played, I forget what, I can't even remember what her name was, or what the character's name was. She was like the main character in Sucker Punch, if you ever saw Sucker Punch. Very pretty young lady. And who else was in it? A bunch of other people. And it was good because it's like British actors. And it's good to see a British film with British actors on the big screen. It doesn't happen that often. Occasionally it does, but not that often. And it was really good. I really enjoyed it. Tom Hardy as both the Cray twins. I was a bit kind of like, not too sure about this. Is it going to look alright? Throughout the entire film, it looked fine. Except for one scene that lasted like, well, it was like a couple of seconds of a scene. Which, I mean, if you blinked, you'd probably miss it. But it was obviously a CGI moment, and it looked pretty awful. But it only lasted for like that. And if you, as I say, if you blinked, you would have probably missed it. I didn't blink, and I saw it, and it looked pretty bad. But the rest of the film, I quite enjoyed. It was a little bit cheesy in places, like the snow falling at Christmas and stuff like that was a bit unnecessary. But I thought Tom Hardy's performance as both Reggie and Ronnie was pretty good. Pretty good. There was a bit I especially liked. There's no spoilers, but he's at the time he's playing Reggie, and he does an impression of Ronnie while being Rennie. Oh god, he's Reggie. He's doing an impression of Ronnie whilst being Reggie, but obviously he's also Ronnie. Does that make sense? In my brain it makes sense. I'm not sure if in my words it makes sense. But it was quite amusing. Speaking of which, you'll find that it's actually quite funny throughout. I wasn't sure that that was a thing that it was supposed to be. I don't know if it was supposed to be funny. When I saw the trailer, I didn't expect it to be funny. It didn't kind of sort of go, here, the Cray Twins. They're really funny guys. At no point did I ever expect it to be funny. But it was kind of funny, but I don't think it was like, it wasn't going out of its way to be funny. It was just like some of the reactions of some of the people to events and things that were being said was quite funny. Some of the things that were actually said were quite funny. But then there would be, you'd have that, but then you'd have like extreme violence, and that wasn't funny. So it was a bit strange, but I kind of liked it. I thought Tom Hardy did rather well. He had a lot more lines in this one than he did in Mad Max, that's for sure. Playing two parts instead of one. So yeah, if you're into the Cray Twins and crime and that kind of stuff, it might not necessarily be quite what you're expecting. But if you're a Tom Hardy fan, like most of the women that were in the cinema at the same time, almost as soon as he walked on screen, as soon as he came out on screen, you could hear, I could hear women throughout the cinema just going, oh. And it's like, oh, for God's sake. Here we go. But fortunately, that was it for most of it. It was just that initial made me laugh. So yeah, I really enjoyed it. And if you're a fan of Tom Hardy, or if you just want to go and have a bit of fun at the movies, then go check out Legend. It's pretty good. So, I think that's it for this week. As I say, there's going to be some GTA stuff coming up in the future. We're going to record that next week. There'll be some D&D stuff at some point, maybe. I don't really know. I don't even know if it's going to be on my channel or it might be on somebody else's channel. We're still trying to figure all of that out and work out how it all works, because none of us have really... Most of us haven't played as adventurers, and our DM, Suki, is... she normally plays as an adventurer. This will be her first time being a DM, so it's the first time for most people involved, so it's going to be a bit weird, but hopefully it'll be okay. I'm really looking forward to playing it, because I've not really done it before, and I'm hoping that we're going to have a lot of fun. Anyway, I'm going to go. I will see you next week. I don't know what we're going to talk about next week. 500 subscribers. Just kidding. But seriously though, if you get me to 500 subscribers, I will touch your face. Yeah, and you don't get an offer like that every day. Well, maybe you do, I don't know. I don't get an offer like that every day, so I'm just going to assume that you don't. But we should never assume. Okay, I'm going off on a tangent. I'll see you next week. Goodbye.